Yo, what's going on, Twitch? Welcome to another legendary tabletop live stream. Today we got some more Final Girl. This is gonna be Dr. Fright at Maple Lane. We're just about set up. There's gonna be some special setup. We have the location board is Maple Lane. I'm excited for this one. I do remember this being one of my favorites from Series 1. If the music is too loud, it might be. Just somebody let me know. Okay. So yeah, for Maple Lane, special setup. Set up the game as normal with the following changes when playing with Maple Lane. There are 4 item decks for the Maple Lane. Form the item decks following normal rules, but make 4 decks of 3 item cards instead. Okay. Shuffle this item deck up. Yeah, shuffle the item deck. Just do a quick drop shuffle. Yeah, I am definitely having trouble with the music. I can't tell how loud it is, like, on the stream. So if anyone does happen to pop in here, let me know what, like, a good volume is. Hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully it's not too quiet. It's just some creepy Halloween music or whatever. But yeah, so we're gonna set up 4 instead of 3. And we're only doing 3, right? The top of... Yeah, decks of 3. Make 4 decks of 3 instead. The top item card of each deck is revealed as normal. There is 1 deck for each quadrant of houses. Northwest, southwest, northeast, and southeast. So that's going to be here. Okay, so any of these 3 houses would be northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. I was doing it in my head, but they have the the label there. Anyway, how do I get this out of my way? There we go. Cool. All right, so we have we have 1 spot. So in the northeast, I got to make sure I don't get this wrong again. So we got this wrong yesterday. We actually flipped the wrong spot. We searched in an area. We were doing the poltergeist at Creek Manor. We ended up finding Carolyn and getting her out of there. And one thing I was thinking, wouldn't it be interesting if, while we're playing through the Final Girl series, if we kept tabs of all the Final Girls that survive and then all the ones that die, and we just, make a list. We have Nancy and Sheila today. Speaking of, let's do one thing at a time. So we've got the lucky dice here in the northeast. So that's going to be over here. We have lucky dice. And then southwest down here, we have the energy drink. Okay. Northeast, up here, we've got fireworks. What does fireworks do? So we can spend 2 time to place the fireworks token in your space or an adjacent space, not in a house. Yeah, don't set the fireworks off in the house. Whenever the killer must choose a target, they will choose the fireworks instead. Discard the fireworks token when the killer enters the space where it is located. Okay, so a nice distraction there. And then last but not least, we have a megaphone in that other quadrant. So southeast. That's the final quadrant. We have this megaphone. So once per action phase, you may move any victim on the board one space. That's cool. Like, yo, get over here. All right, bet. All right, so we did that. Include both convince action cards into the action tableau. So we do have some special action cards this time. They are convince, and as you can see, they have up to a triple success, which is interesting. We haven't seen that yet in Final Girl. So 3 successes means enter an adjacent home. You may take the top item. If you do, mark the house with an X token. And then we have double success is enter an adjacent home. And then a single success is enter an adjacent home to spend a time. And then with no successes, you can enter an adjacent home, lose a health, end your turn, or immediately return this card to the action tableau and spend a time. Okay, not bad. Good options there, I think. Most of the time, you're going to get at least into one of those houses. All right, so what do we got next? There's a back page. Of course there is. So we have street spaces. The normal and exit spaces are considered street spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces is what they're referring to. As well as the intersection space, there are no special rules for these spaces, but some cards will refer to them. All right, house spaces and quadrants. House spaces are new types of house spaces are a new type of space on the Maple Lane location board. They're located in one of 4 quadrants: northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast, and each quadrant has 3 houses for a total of 12 houses. Cool. Each house may be searched and counts as a searchable space. So the orange, they're both colored orange to remind you of this. When a house is successfully searched, draw the item cards from the item deck for the house quadrant, then place an X token on the house that you searched. It may no longer be searched. Okay, that's interesting. So you can only search each house once. Okay, but there is 3 houses in each quadrant, so no way we're going to use all those X tokens, right? Hopefully not. When a search yields multiple items, you choose which... We have a typo here. Choose WHCH. I'm not going to point this out. You want and place the other on top of the quadrant's item deck face up, or on the bottom face down as normal. Okay. So yeah, we still, like, that's if you roll 2 successes and you take 2 item cards, you still pick one, you put one back. You're still only searching 1 house. That's good. In the rare event that an item needs to be added to the item deck, but all the houses in that quadrant have been searched, every house has an X token. Add it to the deck for the closest quadrant that hasn't been fully searched. All right. Since the residents of Maple Lane are so suspicious, you cannot enter an occupied house. 1 or more victims in that house. Using walk, sprint, or any other cards that allow movement. They will have to be convinced to let you in their house. See below. Panicking victims and enemies are not restricted. Panicking victims and enemies are not restricted. So they may move into an occupied house freely. Gotcha. All right. If a house is unoccupied, normal movement rules apply, and you can enter and exit a space as normal. Okay, so we only need to use that convince card to enter one of the houses if there's somebody in there. So we have to convince them to let us in, basically. Convince action cards and entering occupied houses. There's a new action card called Convinced, used only when placing or when playing on Maple Lane. To enter an occupied house from the adjacent street, you must successfully convince your neighbor to let you in using a Convince action card. Convince cards can only be used to enter an occupied house, to exit a house, whether it is occupied or not. Simply use normal movement rules. Okay, so we only need to use convince cards to get in, not out. And it's only if the house is occupied, I think. All right. Convince cards have an additional success line for when you get 3 or more successes on a horror roll. Yeah, we're never going to get that. Okay. We got our killer here. Killer is Dr. Fright, the Dream Doctor. Special setup, so set up the game as normal. With the following changes when playing with Dr. Fright. Shuffle the boiler room cards and place them face down. Then place the awake/asleep card on the top of the deck with the awake side face up. Okay, so we do have... I am going to move this tier board up. We rarely use this tier board. So yeah, I'm just going to move the tier board here. We'll put these tiers up out of the way because, we haven't started crying yet in Final Girl. We're coming on, what is this, episode 4? Yeah. Episode 4, so we actually have 3 wins and a loss. Is that right? Yeah, we won against Hans. We won the Poltergeist. I already can't remember what the other one was. Oh, Geppetto we lost. So Hans. Is this episode 4? Yeah. Okay. So we're two wins and a loss right now. Oh, that reminds me. I want to remember who died. Who did we play against Geppetto? Because I'm just going to mark her as, out of the Final Girl series. We can't play her. So we have Charlie Asami. We've definitely won that. Rico and Lori. I think we won those 2. So Alice and Selena. And I think we did play Selena. Yeah. So Selena's dead. So we would just consider Selena dead. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Somehow I'm going to have to remember that. It's pretty crazy. And then these girls would still be alive. And the one we didn't play, obviously. So Rico. Right? Or Alice. Yeah, Alice. Alice is still alive. Fair enough. I'll try to remember that. Maybe I'll post it in Discord or something. But yeah, so we have this awake and asleep feature. So we're going to put these cards. It just says shuffle the boiler room cards, right? Yeah, shuffle the boiler room cards. So we're going to shuffle these. Place them face down, then place the awake sleep card on top of the deck with the awake side face up. So like this, right? In the boiler room like that. Is that right? I think that's right. We'll give Dr. Fright his 8 health while we're here. We haven't chosen a final girl yet. Still getting set up. If he's got 9 health, he gets 8. And then we choose a final health token. See if he dies. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 health here. Oh, that's for me. We need to put this up here. Duh. And then get some more health tokens. Which villain did you lose to again? The Geppetto. No clue what's happening. We lost to Geppetto, and I really don't like the minions. I don't know what it was about the rules. I just couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I was thinking, if I'm doing this series, like I'm gonna play through the whole series, right? I was thinking, why not keep track of the final girls that die and just make them like they're out of the game or out of the series forever, like they actually died. And yeah, so like that way, only a certain amount of final girls are left towards the end of the series. I mean, I plan on playing through all of the series. You won against Poltergeist. We'll have to watch. I did win against Poltergeist. That was yesterday. Yesterday. Uh, yeah. There was no. Can you hear the music? Because I had no music in the stream yesterday, and I couldn't figure out why. It was like a 2-hour game, and I just couldn't figure it out. And it was bothering me. I'm pretty bad with technology. But if you can hear the music, that would be great. Let me know. Is it too loud? Can you hear me? All that stuff. Because I'm still trying to figure it out. I couldn't figure out why I had no music yesterday. Really low. Okay, great. So what if we bump right there? Now, is that like overwhelming or is that any louder? Is that better? Like, I really appreciate this too, by the way, you taking the time to let me know while we're finishing this setup here. Okay, so when playing, we have the awake and asleep cards here. Now, when playing against Dr. Fright, there are two important game states to understand. Being awake and being asleep. When you are awake, the game mostly proceeds as normal, but when you are asleep, you enter the boiler room. Okay. A terrifying dream world where nothing is as it seems. Whenever a game effect says you go to or fall asleep, take the awake asleep card and without flipping it, put it on the bottom of the boiler deck. Then flip the deck over. If you have done this correctly, the asleep side of the card should be face up on top of the deck. You are now asleep and inside the boiler room. Okay, so I need to read this again. Sorry for the focus. Struggling here with the camera and stuff, but okay, so it says whenever a game effect says you go to or fall asleep, take the awake asleep card and without flipping it, put it on the bottom of the boiler room deck. Oh, easy enough. So we just go like this. We take the awake asleep card, we go like this, and then we flip it over, and we are asleep and in the boiler room. Don't hear a difference, but it's fine. Don't want drowning you out. Thank you. Okay, so victims will not follow you during movement and cannot be saved. That's interesting. I don't think I ever read that part when I played before. So this is pretty interesting. It says some tarot cards will cause you to fall asleep, but if you want to go to sleep and enter the boiler room by choice, you can do so by resolving a short rest or a long rest action card. Regardless of the result, apply normal effects, and you fall asleep. Okay, really cool. So if we want to go to sleep, we can actually use the short rest and long rest card to fall asleep and go in the boiler room and try to kill him. I think we can only kill Dr. Fright while we're asleep. So, yeah. Okay, when you are awake, not in the boiler room, you can move, search, save victims, and do everything else as normal. Dr. Fright is not able to attack you, and you are not able to attack him. All right, so we can't attack each other when we're awake. And then Dr. Fright is... when Dr. Fright resolves a killer action that begins with target the final girl or victim, treat it as a victim unless an effect such as dark power called the Frightmare is inevitable. Allows Dr. Fright to attack you while you are awake. Interesting. Okay, so let's shuffle these real quick. We're not going to play with the... What is it called? Like the super finale or whatever. This red one. I usually pull these out. We're not itching that bad for a loss. So we'll shuffle these. Okay, so we just heard that there is potentially a dark power card down here that could cause us to be attacked while he's awake or while we're awake. And it's called the Frightmare is Inevitable. All right, when Dr. Fright resolves a killer action that begins with target the final girl, he will still move toward you but cannot attack you. If a victim is in the space he ends his movement in, he will attack the victim. All right, fair enough. When you're asleep in the boiler room, you may move around the board, attack Dr. Fright, and even search for items. That's cool to know. I did not know that we could search for items while asleep. So that's good to know. This represents you moving around in the dream and perhaps manifesting an item or weapon. Cool. So we're just like dreaming about a weapon and we get it. Very cool. All right. Dr. Fright can now attack you. He will resolve all killer actions as normal. Victims will not follow you, nor are you able to save them. You must resolve one boiler room card at the end of the killer phase. All right. So I think... Okay, we have this big, long explanation about the boiler room over here, so I'm going to just breeze through this again. In order to kill Dr. Fright, you will have to confront him in the dream world on his turf, in the boiler room. No one has ever fought back before, but if you play your cards right, he will soon find out that he can be hurt or even killed. That's going to be us. We're going to toast him, I promise. To exit the boiler room and wake up, you must resolve all the cards in the boiler room deck. Okay, so we stay asleep until we resolve all cards in the boiler room deck and we get to the awake card, right? That's fair. Okay, you can choose to resolve as many boiler room cards as you wish during the action phase, including none, but you must always resolve one in exactly one boiler room card unless a game effect changes this. That's a little confusing. Maybe I read that wrong. You can choose to resolve as many to exit the boiler room and wake up. You must resolve all the boiler room cards in the deck. You can choose to resolve as many as you wish during the action phase, including none, but you must always resolve one and exactly one boiler room card unless a game effect changes this. During the killer phase. That's the part I'm missing. All right. So during the killer phase, we have to resolve at least one boiler room card. And I think that just represents, like, we can't be in the dream state all day. We're eventually going to wake up. I think if he attacks us, we wake up too, right? Resolving a boiler room card is simple. You will slide the deck of cards up, down, left, or right, such that half or sometimes a quarter of the next unresolved card is showing. You cannot slide in the direction that would not reveal any of the card. You must always be in a direction such that it extends the previous revealed card. I got you. As you resolve the boiler room cards, you will be able to use your knowledge to possibly avoid future attacks because Dr. Fright will appear in each of the four quadrants only once. All right. When you successfully exit the boiler room by revealing all four cards, immediately shuffle them face down and place the awake asleep card on top with the awake side showing. All right, I just want to read this example again one more time up here. See the detailed example on the next page. If there is an illustration of Dr. Fright visible on the newly revealed card, he attacks you. It does not matter if he is currently in your space or not, as he is able to reach you within the boiler room from anywhere on the board. Ooh, that hurts. Resolve the following killer action. You may defend as normal. Okay, so we can still defend. All right, so we have this big example here on the back. Just because it's been a while, I would like to go over this. All right, Nancy starts with the 4 boiler room cards neatly tucked underneath the awake asleep card with the awake or the asleep side showing. Okay, so to resolve the boiler room card, this is when this happens. Nancy first slides the Awake Asleep card up, revealing the lower half of the boiler room card highlighted in red in the example. There is no Dr. Fright. She is not attacked. All right, the remaining 3 boiler room cards are still hidden underneath where she cannot see them. Despite the odds being 66%, sliding the top cards up again will cause an attack. Nancy has a gut feeling. She carefully slides the cards up a second time, making sure that only the next boiler card is visible, and discovers she was right. Dr. Fright is not visible. Okay, so they're kind of showing here on here, like you slide the card up a little bit and we don't see Dr. Fright. Let's just try it a couple times. So we're going to do a practice one here. We're going to do it like this, I guess. Maybe it's easier to set it down somewhere. I don't know. You can just set it like this. So we take our card like this and we put it under, and then we flip the deck, right? And then let's say it's the end of the killer phase. We need to resolve a boiler room card. So we can go any which way. We can go up, down, left, or right. So let's do this way. Okay, so we just revealed half of the card. We're safe. We don't see Dr. Fright. Then we have to proceed. Next time we resolve the boiler room card, we have to proceed by pulling the next card. And we go up. Oh, no Dr. Fright. And we kind of cheated because we saw him there. That's fine, though. This is just a practice round. Then, now that we have pulled up and over, we can actually just reveal a small quadrant, a quarter of a card, right? So we'll take those 2 cards and slide it like this. Bam! We ain't got no Dr. Fright there either. All right, I like this. This is going to be fun. Let's get it going. Just brushing myself up on the rules real quick before we get started. All right, we have Dr. Fright. He's got 9 health. We have 8. Let's pull a token for him. Let's mix these up. Gonna mix these up a little bit. Okay. So we give him a random one, and we have to give ourselves a random one. So those are going to be our tokens. And that's going to be our last health. Now, when we're down to our last health, we get to roll that extra dice, don't forget. And we are using the tier dice. All right. It would be nice to get some help choosing one of these final girls. So we have Nancy and Sheila. It actually looks like Nancy has 4 health. She can save 5 victims to reveal her ultimate. When she saves a victim, she can get 2 health back, move 2 spaces, gain 2 time, take the long rest action card. That's a good one for this game because remember, we can use that to fall asleep if we got some weapons and stuff and we're ready to start attacking Dr. Fright. And then we have take the planning action card as her last save spot, right? Then we have Sheila. She's got 6 health. She has to save 6 victims to unlock her ultimate ability. She has take an improvise action card, take a long rest action card, reduce the horror by 1. I love those. We need those. And gain 2 time, move 1 space, and heal for 2. So I think we take Sheila. I mean, she just all around seems better. A little less movement, but she has more health. Right? What do you think? No clue what's happening. Any thoughts? Are you a Final Girl player? Do you like Final Girl? I think we do Sheila. Sheila seems good. I'm going to pull 10 tarot cards. All right. Oh, of course. I forgot the most important part. Let's look at their ultimate abilities. So Nancy, the one with 4 health, Each time you lose normal health, you may reveal a black final health token from the general pool and swap it with your black final health token if you wish. If you do not, Sheila is good. Cammy Rock, what's going on? Your final girl player. Yeah, I kind of like Nancy's. Wow, that's actually really good. So we could just start pulling final health tokens. It's been a while since I picked it up in the middle of Series 3. Yeah, I haven't played it in a while either, but I do have all series. That's why I'm doing this. We're going to stream all 3 series. Right now, this is episode 4, Dr. Fright at Maple Lane. Yeah. All right, let's look at Sheila's ultimate ability. So Cammy Rock says Sheila's good. I do like that Sheila has 6 health. I also like that she has a reduce the horror by 1 here. She can get 2 health back. That's big. She also gets the long rest action card, which will give us a lot of health back. Cammy Rock says, I love Final Girl. Just paint all the Series 1. You have the miniatures too? Wow. I'm jealous. And you paint the miniatures. That's awesome. I would like to see that, actually. I painted all my Gloomhaven miniatures. Well, not all of them, but some of them. And the buttons and bugs, too. That was by far the hardest miniature to paint because it's so tiny. But, yeah. Okay, so Sheila's is 2 time instead of 1 when discarding action cards face down for time. Oh. And for each additional victim saved, reduce the horror by 1. That's so big. I think it's an obvious choice here. Cammy Rock, you're right. We're going to have to go with Sheila. All right, Sheila it is. We pick Sheila. Nancy goes back in the box. So the way I'm going to do this, too, I think, is we're going to keep track of the final girls that die. So we do have 1 death already. Selena is out of the series. She's dead. She died to Geppetto, unfortunately. So we lost her. Yeah, I think one of the minions actually killed her. I have trouble moving the minions around. I think the minion rules are a little wonky. But yeah, so we got Sheila here. Let's see, 5 health. We'll give her 5 health tokens. She has 6, but we'll give her 5 because we got the last final health token. If you've played, you know what I'm talking about here. And we are using the tier dice. I've used the tier dice so far for all these games, but I haven't actually used the tier board. The most I've gotten was 2 tiers, and we didn't use it to re-roll any dice or anything. So I think what's next is we just flip the setup card up here by the location board. So this is going to determine where all of the victims, final girl, and the killer go. So we have the final girl starting here, actually on an exit space. And then we have the killer starting on the opposite south exit space, right? Then we have 2 victims here in this house. Actually, that's not right. It's here. And then we have 2 victims here. And then we have 1 victim. This victim lost its head. I don't know what happened to it. It came like that, actually. We got some more victims here out in the street chilling. They're going to be the easiest to save because to get into these house spaces, we actually have to convince the neighborhood to let us in. Let's see. There's also 2 here in this house. And then 2 here in this house. And then 1 in the street opposite of this victim. So it's just like a big thing. What is this one called? All right, so this one's called Playtime. It looks like they're all just in a big circle. Okay. And we always flip a starting event, right? So we'll flip 1. Okay, the Smallies. All right, so let's read this. Place 2 special victims in the Smallies' house. Each time one of the Smallies is killed, increase the bloodlust by 1. All right, so that's going to be a white and an orange meeple here. Stayed away from the minis myself. Not much patience for painting. Yeah, yeah, I know. It's a hobby in itself. It can take forever to paint, but some people are really good at it. And I'm not good at it or anything, but I like to at least paint them. And I also like to see other people's paint jobs because then I can, try to copy it. Obviously, it's never as good, but, we get them painted. All right, where is the Smallies' house? So that's going to be here. So we have some special victims here. Now, does it say each time someone from the Smallies' house is killed, increase the bloodlust by 1? Or is it just... It just says each time one of the Smallies is killed. So it's just going to be the orange and white. Does anyone know? Anyone that plays Final Girl? I thought when any victim dies, we increase the bloodlust by 1. Is this card... Sorry, if I can get this to focus here. Jesus. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my camera here, but maybe we have to do this. Okay, so this says, place 2 special victims in the Smallies' house. Each time one of the Smallies is killed, plus 1. Using acrylic markers makes it easy for me. Acrylic markers? I don't think I've heard of acrylic markers. You could do that? Is that like paint or is it paint? Like I just have brushes and acrylic or I think it's acrylic paints. It's definitely fun. I painted my Jaws of the Lion miniatures. That was great because it was only 4. And then I started doing Gloomhaven. I did some of Frosthaven. I did Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. I did all of them, but I've only played through Buttons and Bugs with 3 of the characters or classes. So we still have some yet to do. Always got games to play. But never heard of acrylic markers. I've heard of like these new fast dry paints and stuff. But acrylic markers sounds like a way easier idea. I'll have to look into that. Thank you, Cami Rock. Okay, we start on 4 horror and 6 time. All right, let's get this show on the road, right? So what do we do? Let's come up with a game plan. I would like to get my hands on some convince cards. It is nice that they only cost 1. Maybe we should move those down here so I don't forget about them. Because oftentimes I will forget that these are over here. They're kind of far out of the way. We'll see how it goes. Because remember, we cannot enter these houses. Oh, we can go into our boyfriend's house, right? Or we can go into this house. Without a convince card, right? Maybe we do that first. We get in there, we get a search card, maybe a convince card to go from boyfriend's house. Oh, you can't go between houses either. Maybe we just try to save this victim. Bam! Reduce horror by 1. Because it's already starting on 4. All right, we're going to drop 1 focus. We're going to roll 2 dice. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Instant. Double success. Okay, we've reduced the horror by 1. We get 2 time back. We go up to 8 time. Gotta love it. Okay, reduce horror by 1. I want to do another focus, but we shouldn't. We should hold on to it for the next round. Am I right? I think we're going to do a walk here. We're going to go for a walk. Yo. Another success. We could convert. If we convert, we can actually save that. So I think it's worth here. The question is, what cards do we pitch? Probably weak attack, short rest. We're not really in shape to fall asleep yet. So let's pitch 2 cards to go double success here on the walk. And what should I do? I should turn these sideways so I know they're like pitched. Maybe we could do that. So we have double success here. We converted. We discarded 2 cards to convert to a success. We moved 2 spaces for 1 time. So time goes down to 7. We're going to move 2 spaces. We're going to go like this. 1 and then 2. Easy as that. We saved the victim. All right. Now, which one of these rewards do we want? We have take the improvise action card. Okay, that's where if you roll successes, all 3s and 4s are successes, or if you get a single, it's for the next horror roll only. Yeah, I don't know how much I like that one. We have reduce horror by 1. Really like that one. We have get 2 time, 2 health. We can't do that yet. Or we have move 1 space. We shouldn't be afraid of Dr. Fright, right? Because we are awake. So maybe let's reduce horror by 1. So we can get we have plenty of time, right? We have 7 time. We can get, look, hear me out. Distraction for 3. Search. Convince. That would be 4, 5, 6. And a close call. I like it. All right, we're gonna stop there. So we're gonna end our turn. We're left with a walk and a focus, and we have 7 time, right? Because yeah, we got a double success. We pitched. We moved 2 spaces for a time, so we're down to 7. So we're gonna do exactly what I said. We're gonna get distraction for 3. So we're with 4 left. We take a search for 2. So we have 2 time. We take a convince for 1, a close call for 1, and that is it. We're out of time. So we reset to 6 time. And then we return these cards to the tableau. So all of these 0 costs are just going to sit here. And it is going on to the first killer phase. So we resolved the killer action. Killer action is target the final girl or victim. Target the closest victim or the final girl, right? And attack. So there's no movement there. Nothing happens. I don't think he can kill us unless we're asleep, or can he attack victims? See, I'm already referencing the rules here because it's that confusing. Okay, it says he's not able to attack you, and you're not able to attack him. So he can still kill victims, right? We're going to play it that way. Yeah, he attacks victims. All right, so he doesn't have any movement though. So the killer action is to target the final girl or a victim. I've only played him once, so I can't remember. Yeah, that's fine. I think we answered that question. So he's going to be able to kill victims while we're awake, but he cannot attack us. So since he has no movement, he's stuck here. Sorry. He's stuck here. And then we flip our first terror card, and we see what goes on. So it's too quiet. Target the final girl. Victims are fair game. Thank you. No clue what's happening. All right. Target the final girl, move twice. If the killer is in the same space as you, increase the horror. So I always forget about this. We do have to increase horror once at the start. So that's going to go down to 3. That sucks. All the work we did. Then we have target the final girl and move twice. Now his movement is 1. So he's going to move towards us. And then he is not in our space. So we don't get that secondary horror situation. So that's really good. And then we have panic phase. So no victims died, so we don't have to panic any victims. I love watching live plays to learn the rules. Yeah, I'm not the best with the rules. I could be playing like 100% wrong, but I'm not afraid to like ask or look something up. Actually, yeah, I mean, most of the time someone will just tell me like, this is wrong or that's wrong or whatever. So yeah, me too. That's actually how I learned to play, just watching people on YouTube and stuff. So, but if I do get something wrong, feel free to let me know. This one is a little confusing, especially with the boiler room situation. Because it says you have to resolve 1 when you go asleep, right? If you're in the boiler room, you must resolve. But we'll go there when we get to it or whatever. But yeah, no panic phase, no upkeep phase. So let's think about some of these items that we want to get. We have this boyfriend's house here. We can just pop right in. And we can search this. This is the northeast quadrant. Northeast has the fireworks, and that is a really good defense. So what else do we have? We have megaphone. That would be great for saving victims. We didn't take any movement card, though. So I think what we're going to do is just try to bump that horror back up a little bit. We did hold on to a walk. So we could convince. We could walk, convince them to let us in, and then search their house. And then we kind of can exit through here and try to save 2 victims, maybe. Seems good. But either way, I'm going to start with a focus. We want to try to roll 3 dice or as many dice as we can. So focus is going to get that horror up if we are successful. So let's start with a focus. Okay, we have a success and a convert. So we can use this close call to reroll any 1 die or spend 2 time to reroll all of them. It might just be better to pitch close call. But we don't really want to pitch anything else, right? So maybe we play close call. We reroll this dice. Okay, we got the same result, so then we're kind of just hosed there. We take that single success, though, right? So we reduce horror, spend a time. So time goes down to 5. Reduce the horror by 1. Now, I think what I want to do here is a distraction. I probably should have saved that close call for the distraction, but, it is what it is. Oh, that hurts. We end up getting pretty much just a tier and a convert. So this is where we might have to pitch. To get a single success, we get a time back, and we're rolling 3 dice. And I think what we do... No, we don't pitch these cards. We can't do that. What we do here is we take the tier, right? So since we're using the tier dice, yeah. Wait, can you only get tiers? That's another rules thing I have to check real quick. So collecting tiers. You do not collecting tiers when resolving a successful horror roll. Including converted partials. So as long as we don't convert that partial success, we can collect 1 tier. So we collect a tier up here. And at any time, I guess, we can spend that tier to get 1 time. Okay, so since we did distraction, though... Oh, no. I don't think we take the tier. I think we have to pitch here. We pitch walk and convince. Sorry, I'm changing my mind again. We are pitching because I'm looking at the no success. So that's going to be lose a horror or reduce horror and spend 4 time. We don't want to do that. We also don't want to increase the horror and lose 2 time. So we have to pitch 2 cards here. We're going to pitch the convince and the walk. Sorry to say. We'll hold on to search. We spent two time on that, so yeah. We're going to pitch these 2 cards. So that gives us a single success on distraction. We reduce the horror by 1. We're rolling 3 dice now, finally. I'm sure Dr. Fright is going to change that as soon as possible. But we get a time back, so that's good. We're going to end our turn there and hold on to our search. So we have 6 time to spend. Now, some of these cards, I need to get a sprint. That's 2. Okay, so 2 time. We're down to 4. We could take another convince since we lost ours. We have 3 time left. Now we have a search. I like distraction. I think distraction is going to be big this game. Okay, that leaves us with sprint, convince, distraction, search, and all these free cards. Now, we can't go over 10 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 8. We're okay. And then we return these cards to the tableau. So convince is going back. We'll put these up here. Distraction goes back. The freebies, we have walk, focus, and a close call. All right, so that was the end of our second turn there. The end of the planning phase, we're going to do killer phase next. So he's going to target the final girl or the closest victim and attack again. Since he's in that intersection, there's no meeples, no victims, so we just flip a terror card. All right, they told us to hide. Increase the horror by 1. See, I knew it. He's just going to keep increasing the horror. That sucks. Place 1 new victim in each house that is not connected to an exit space. Okay. Might need some help here figuring this out, but do I even have that many? Oh, yeah, we got some more victims over here. We'll add some victims. That seems like a lot. So it's going to be add 1 new victim in each house that is not not connected to an exit space. So this house and this house are connected to an exit space. So 1 person goes into the smallies. This house is connected to an exit. This is connected to an exit. So is this. It's basically all these inner houses, right? So we add a victim to all of those. That's rough, dude. We are not going to save all those people. I'm just saying. Then what? Oh, we have a new event as well. So we'll flip another event card. Have to step away, be back. Sounds good, man. No worries. All right. What is going on over there? Place 1 new victim on each exit space. Yikes. Look at all these new victims. I mean, we're filling up the board here. How are we going to save all these people? We're not, is the answer. But since a victim is placed on the exit space, doesn't that mean we get a free save right there? Bam, I love it. All right, that's a lot of victims. I only have 1 victim meeple left, so hopefully we're not adding anymore. And hopefully, hopefully either he kills some or we save some. I don't think we save until the action phase changes. I'm not 100% sure about that, though. But that's the end of the killer phase. So we have panic phase. No one died, right? Upkeep phase. No finale. No terror cards. Rearrange items. I think we're good here. So it is the start of the action phase. We'll save this victim. Wow. Very nice. So we can take an improvise action card for free. We can get 2 time, or we can move a space for free. What do you think's more important right now? Instant saves are awesome. I think that's my first instant save ever. I love it. Free instant save. I am curious though. Does that happen right away, or do you have to wait till the next action phase? I would assume that you can only save victims during the action phase, but I could be wrong on that. Seems like a good rules question. Yo, we have to start getting some of these victims out. Um, let's take this move one space. So we get a free movement here. We did pick up a sprint. My goal is to get into the Smallies house and save the Smallies. Sound good? Seems like that's where the most victims are. We could save 2 of them. Or there's 5. Yeah, there's 5 victims in the Smallies house. That's crazy. Okay, so we move 1 space for free here. We'll move close to Dr. Fright. And I don't think he'll go into... Like, will victims follow you? I still think that rule applies. I do it during the first available action phase. Perfect. I think that's what I did. Also, you can't take victims with you into the action or into the killer space, right? So I'm kind of worried if we go into the Smallies house, how would we even get out? We'd be kind of stuck in there, yeah. If you were to move over. It kind of sucks that he started there. Let's try to get over there, though. So yeah, we could just drop focus or a distraction. I think we're going to do a focus. We're going to roll a focus here. Yo, not good. Yikes. We could take a tier and get a time or re-roll a dice. But maybe it's best we just convert right now. We do short rest, weak attack to convert to a single success. We spend a time, reduce horror. We're rolling 3 dice. Seems like the move, bud. Victims will not follow you into a killer space. Thank you, Cammy Rock. Okay, we pitch 2 cards there. We spend a time. We reduce the horror by 1. We are rolling 3 dice. I'm happy. All right. We're going to save this distraction since Focus did it for us. And let's try to get... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see how much movement I can get on this sprint card. If I can get over here, then I'll start to save all these victims, right? By going in and out with convince cards. We also, if we roll a triple success with a convince card, can move into the house and take the first item card, right? So let's do a sprint. We're rolling 3 now. No way. Yo. Get me out of here. You gotta be fucking kidding me. All right, what do we do? Yikes. That's horrible. How is my luck that bad today? First roll was a double success. I mean, I don't have cards I want to pitch. Where did this walk come from? We saving this? No, we pitched. Okay, I guess we do have a walk because we did focus, sprint. Yeah, we're gonna pitch walk. And unfortunately, convince again to get a single success here. Spend a time, move 2 spaces. We'll go like this. Sorry. We're going to go 1, 2. Okay, we need to get away. Now, we're only left with distraction and search. So, yikes. We're not doing so hot. But there is a free victim there in that exit space, so we're going to try to get Sheila's ultimate ability out as fast as possible. And we should be very close next turn. I just didn't want to pitch my search or my distraction because we paid a little more for that. All right, so we're going to hold on to these 2 cards. We'll go into the planning phase. So we do have 4 time to spend. Not the best, but sprint's going to be really important. Our movement's horrible. We're getting crappy rolls. So we'll buy a sprint for 2 time. And then I think maybe we just take some close calls here. Because we are going to get a walk from the free card. So we take 2 close calls and a sprint. That's all 4 of our time. Then we get focus and walk back for free. We reset the time to 6. We put sprint back, walk back, convince back, focus, short rest, and weak attack. Okay, starting the next killer phase. Resolve the killer action. Okay, again, there are no victims in his space, so that's still good news. We flip this next tarot card. We have road closed for construction. That's going to be a token somewhere that I have to find. Place a roadblock token on the exit space closest to you. There goes my plan. Victims may not be saved on that. You've got to be kidding me. I got bad news, but Sheila's about to die. And she is not going to be usable for the rest of the series. That sucks. How about this luck? I mean, let's be real. What's going on here? Then we have another event. I mean, come on. This says to discard, so we'll get rid of it. All right, let's flip another event. All right, we have boyfriend. That is all the special victims and all the meeples on the board. So we have place this special victim in the boyfriend's house. This is your boyfriend. If the killer would target you, the killer instead targets the boyfriend. During upkeep, move the boyfriend 2 spaces towards you. Then, if the boyfriend is in your space, lose 2 time. So this dude's just following us around, and we lose time every time he's in our space. Yikes. If the killer would target you, he instead targets the boyfriend. And then it says, during upkeep, move the boyfriend 2 spaces towards you. Oh, great. Seems like a lot to remember here. That's all right. We got it. Okay, at least that wasn't terrible. We don't get that free victim. It just says victims may not be saved in that exit space. If we get 2 roadblocks here, we're kind of screwed. I don't know what to do at this point. We can't move through his space, and he's not moving. He just hasn't moved. He's just standing there. It sort of sucks. We have to go through that intersection, too, to get around him. So it's not fun. Maybe we leave these victims on this side of the board. We go over here and we try to save these, but then we have the boyfriend coming, and we don't want to lose time every turn. Jeez. This is bad. You don't know how bad I just want to reset the game. What do we do? Maybe we just go through here and start messing around down here since we can save some people. How many spaces? 1, 2, 3. We didn't even take a convince that time, so we have a sprint and a walk. We are rolling 3 dice. Let's go for it. Let's start with a walk. All right, 3 dice on a walk. All right, we have a single success, a convert, and a tier. Okay, we pitch focus and close call to get a double success, and we move 2 spaces for a time. We're going to go 1, 2 to the victim with his head cut off. And then we are going to sprint. Wow, 2 tiers and a convert. All right, we're going to spend 2 time to re-roll all of our dice. So we're going from 5 to 3. Now we have a double success. So we spend another time to move 3 spaces. Okay, we're going to go 1. We save 2 victims. We get 2 time back. We're up to 4. We take an improvise action card as well. Okay, we have improvise, distraction, and search. I think we do an improvise into a distraction just to bump the horror here. Be safe. I mean, is it worth it? We've been holding on to this search for no reason. We got to get some items. All right, we're going to do improvise. Triple success on the improvise. What do you know about it? Where's that stuff when we need it, though, right? All right, until this action phase ends, all 3s and 4s are successes. Wow, great. So we're only doing 1 more card anyway. All right, so we have a double success on distraction. We get 2 time back. We're up to 6. We reduce the horror by 1, and then 2 gives us an extra time. So we're at 7 time. We're going to end our turn there. We're holding on to search. We get our free cards back. We replace these cards into the tableau, and then we have 7 time to spend. So we have distraction. We've got improvise. We've got close call. We've got sprint. And we have walk. Then we have close call. We played a lot of cards, and we also pitched a lot of cards that turn. That ends the planning phase, so we move on to killer phase. If anyone can remind me that during upkeep, we need to move the boyfriend 2 spaces towards me. That would be something I would easily forget. But killer phase, we resolve the killer action. He's not going to do anything again, so we flip a terror card. We are just ripping through the terror cards here. We haven't gotten an item yet. All right. It came right through the yard. All right. Target the final girl or closest victim. Move and attack. Okay, so I don't think it matters which way he goes here. So we can just kind of move him this way. Is that right? Hopefully. He's going to kill this victim, though, so bloodlust will go up and the horror will drop. All right, if the killer is in a house, move it to any other house in the quadrant with a victim. Target the final girl and attack. Okay, he is not. Are any weapons on top of the decks? Sorry. I know this stuff is probably really hard to see. I'm sorry, I have a really bad glare here. I don't know why the glare is so bad. I can try to fix it. That's as low as my light will go right now. But we have lucky dice in the northwest quadrant on top. That is discard to reroll any of your dice. Then we have the energy drink. So discard this during the action phase and choose one of the following. So move a space or get 3 time back. Then that is in the southwest quadrant. Then we have fireworks and a megaphone. So no weapons, unfortunately. So that is kind of why I've been reluctant to pick a house. But I was hoping to get a triple success on a convince to let me pull an item for free off the top so we don't have to use our search. Then we can search and we can get 2 items and hopefully one of them is a decent weapon. So yeah, very unfortunate. I don't care really about any of those items except maybe the energy drink could give us 3 time. And that is in the southwest quadrant, so we're close enough, right? Okay, so we have target final girl victim attack. All right, then we flip another event. If this says to put victims on the board, I don't think we have any. Bummer, but fireworks are great. Yeah, really good defense, fireworks. Spend 2 time and place the fireworks token in your space or an adjacent space. Not in a house. Okay, and then whenever the killer must choose a target, it will target the fireworks instead. So it's a way to avoid attacks, which is great. But I think we're going to go with the energy drink here, only because Now, hold on though. There is an argument for fireworks. I think you might be right. We could just go into here to get fireworks, and that would be the same as energy drink, right? And then we get that for free, hopefully on a convince next action. And then we can use our search that we've been holding onto all game to get 2 more cards off the top. So, all right, we just flipped another event card. All right, so this is Officer Cop. All right, place the Cop card token on the space of your choice. Each upkeep, move it 1 space towards the opposite exit. Victims in the space with the Cop card will move with it and are considered saved when they reach the exit space. Yo, that's big. That's big for us. We're getting this. You know what that means? Get them out of the houses, right? So that's why I think Megaphone could be good. You can move victims around with that stuff, but yeah, I don't want to get too stingy on the items here. We're just going to search for our weapon and try to kill them. I mean, I'm open to suggestions. 100%. I'm ready. So yeah, we flipped another event. We have Officer Cop. Let's get that token out. Now, we put that on the exit space of our choice, right? So the best, I would think, is we just put it here. And I would assume, tell me if this is wrong, but it says victims move with the cop. One space towards the opposite exit. So he would move, since they're with the cop, they would move into that killer space, correct? Because you said victims won't follow me into the killer space, but a cop, I would assume they would. And then the cop can save victims for us. Seems like we have a lot to do during upkeep, which is nice because usually there's nothing to do during upkeep. Yo, shout out to Cammy Rock for checking out Final Girl. And helping with the rules and stuff. So yeah. Alright, that would be the end of the killer phase. So we have panic phase. Did he kill a victim? No. We do upkeep, so we move boyfriend 2 spaces towards us. That's going to be there. And then we have move the cop with a victim into here. So it is kind of scary, though, because he could just kill that victim now, correct? I assume they are safe in the cop car, but not positive. Yeah, so I would think that they're still safe in the cop car. That's the way we're going to play it. But if he attacks while the cop car's there, they're dead. Fair enough. Seems fair to me. So that is back to the action phase. What do we do here? We're gonna need to make a decision on what do we want to do about the items. We can get the fireworks, and then we can search for another item underneath that, because, or maybe we can't. Well, see, these spaces are open, so we don't have to convince anyone to let us in, right? So fireworks are northeast. Oh no, we're down south. Let's get an energy drink then, because I just don't have the movement. Yeah, we don't have the movement this turn. What did we spend? Yo, what did we spend all of our time on? Did we not buy cards? We must not have bought any cards. All I have is search, walk. We just took the free ones. Don't we have 7 time to spend? Let's go sprint. Putting us at 5. I wonder if we should take a guard or something. Energy is also good. Yeah, we're gonna take energy. Did I totally skip? I totally skipped that phase, did I not, Cammy Rock? I have no cards. I had 7 time left, so I definitely skipped the buying cards. We're going to buy the cards now. It's no big deal. Moving on, I get distracted easily. We have 5 time to spend, and we have a sprint, search, walk. Let's get both convinces for 2. That puts us on 3. We'll take a distraction just in case. Or maybe search and close call. Is this like... Yeah, you think I skipped it too? Okay, good. Yeah, because... Yeah, now we have 10. I'm trying to remember what happened. I'm so lost. I don't remember buying any cards, though. Like, we saved a bunch of victims, right? Maybe not, though. I don't know. We're just going to have to play it as is. I have no idea. I can't remember. So let's just move. So we have exactly 10 cards. Let's start walking. Oh, what about... Yeah, we're going to walk up here and try to get some of these guys out, maybe. We can't go in here. We're going to let that fester. We're going to let that happen, whatever that is up there, whatever's going on in the Smalley's house. I don't know why there's 5 people there. Yeah, maybe we could save some of these victims. All right, let's do our walk. Yo, triple convert. All right, it's time to start pitching. We go 1, we go 2. Is that the best cards, though? Because we do have short rest and weak attack. Maybe we start with short rest and weak attack. All right, we pitch short rest and weak attack to get... I don't really want to pitch 4 cards. Is that crazy? Yeah, we're going to move 1 space. All right, for 1 time. So we're at 5 time. We didn't even get a single tier there. All right, now we're going to do sprint. No, let's do convince. That's the one. Convince. Triple success. Come on, where's it at? All right, a success and 2 converts. Let's just enter the home. So we are now in the house. It costs 1 time with the single success. Now what we're going to do is finally use one of our search cards to get nothing. Because we rolled 2 converts and a tier. But we do have cards to pitch. Let's do focus and close call. For a single success, meaning we take the top item card at our space, for a time. So we're down to 3 time there. We get the energy drink, right? Or no. We get the megaphone. Okay, megaphone goes into, it's a hand item. Now, once per action phase, you may move any 1 victim on the board 1 space. Should we move the boyfriend back? Yo, I'm picturing, stay the fuck away from me. Like, just yelling at the megaphone, like trying to keep the boyfriend back so we don't lose time. It seems like a plan because he is going to be really close to us at this upkeep. So if he goes 1-2, or if he goes 1-2, then he's 1 space away from us, so we can't really avoid him. And now that we have megaphone, though, we can send him back, right? Like, go home. It's not safe. I don't know what the fuck. Couldn't the boyfriend just leave play, though? So let's let him move here this turn, and... Wait, what do I have left? I still have a sprint. Let's move 1 victim out of the house. All right, so once per action phase, you may move any victim on the board 1 space. So we're using our megaphone there. Okay. Now, we're going to do another search. All right, 3 dice. All right, we have a success. So we take the top item card at our space. So we are in southeast again. And we got the crucifix. All right, this is a weapon. No, it's not. It could be used as a weapon, but it's not. Discard to ignore any horror level increase or end an enemy's movement when they're in an adjacent space. All right, that could come in handy. The crucifix. Hey, shut up. It works in the movies. I love it. Boyfriend is funny. He wastes your time, but also fights your battles. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah. See, it's just not worth to me losing the time. So let's just save him. I'm not worried about taking damage. We haven't taken any yet, and we have Sheila. She's strong. 6 health. All right, we got a crucifix. We got a megaphone. We could also discard that to ignore a horror level increase, so that could be good. Let's do a sprint, try to save some victims. We're going to roll 3 dice here. Double success, we move 3 spaces. We bring these victims with us right into the exit. So we save 2 victims. We take this long rest action card. We heal 2 health, but it doesn't matter. And we unlock our ultimate ability. So we have Sheila's ultimate ability out now. And then we still have a movement here, so we're going to move back up 1. And it's 2 times instead of 1 when discarding action cards face down. So we could actually sell. We do have to spend a time there. So we could sell this Convince for 2 time. Thoughts on that? I think we're going to hold on to it, though, just to be safe. We only have 2. This next turn is going to be weak as hell. It is what it is. So we're going to end it there. That was a big turn. We ended up getting a lot of stuff done. We unlocked our ultimate ability. It does make me wonder if we ever spent that time. I don't see why it would be at 7, though. I'm usually pretty good about moving this around. So, what are we doing? So it's planning phase. We have 2 time to spend, unless we sell that Convince. We're not selling the Convince. I say we pick up Sprint and our free cards, right? So we have Focus, Walk, Sprint, along with 1 Convince. All right, that is it for the next action. All of these cards are going to be returned to the tableau. So we have Short Rest, Weak Attack. We have Focus. We have Close Call. We have Sprint. We have Search. We have Search. We have Convince. We have Walk. All right, that's fine. We're doing Killer phase. He's going to attack and kill this victim. So Bloodlust will go up 1. We're going to draw another terror card. These terror cards have been really hurting us. All right, better stay up late. All right, this says, if you are awake, -1 horror roll, -1 dice for horror rolls during the next action phase. That's fine. We don't have a lot of cards. If you are asleep, immediately resolve all remaining Boiler Room cards. And then we have target the final girl or closest victim, move, and attack. Okay, so he can move into the Smalley's house. I would assume that's where he goes because there's more victims there, right? Now, do we choose here? This is a good rules question, Cammy Rock. Do we choose, like, if he kills Smallies or not? I guess, does it really matter? We're just increasing Bloodlust by 1 either way, correct? So he will kill a victim. Let's discard Crucifix to ignore that. Or should we hold on to that? We're still in the green. But he's very close to that dark power, which is scary. Each additional victim we save, we get to reduce the horror, so I think we're fine. But yeah, he just killed another victim, but that freed up that street space, so I like it. What do we do next? We have panic phase. All of these people are going to panic. That's so unfortunate. Let's do one at a time. We have location board. We'll roll a dice. So we got to roll 4 dice. I'm going to roll 4 one at a time here. So we have a 3. So he's going to go out there with the cop. We'll do this guy next. We have a 1. So he's also going to go out there with the cop. He's attacking the house party or no? Oh, no. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's where the most victims were, so we'll just let him have it. It doesn't bother me none. He's going to kill them anyway. I think we never took that long rest action card from when we were supposed to, so I just picked it up. Also, we can use that long rest action card to go to sleep. We can also use the short rest next turn if we're ready to start attacking. Unfortunately, we don't have any weapons yet, but I was thinking about going maybe over here. The boyfriend's going to end up in our space, so we're going to lose 2 time. It's just a bad situation right now. A lot going on. But I appreciate the help. And I just lost my camera. Okay, it looks like my camera disappeared. At least for me it did. You get a weapon before attacking? Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. So I don't know what's happening with my camera. Maybe I should try to reload this. Can you still see me? I have no clue what's going on. 1 second here. Yeah, you're invisible. I don't know what happened to my camera. What the fuck, man? Why is this happening right now? Oh my god, why right now? Give me 1 second. Yo, this is uber frustrating. Why the fuck? My fucking phone just stopped working. Like, what? What am I supposed to do? This is insane. It's probably because we have a crazy storm going on, but let me see if I can fix this. I apologize. Oh my gosh. I've never streamed, so unfortunately I'm no help. Yeah, we have a nor'easter coming through, so a major storm. I'm pretty sure the Wi-Fi just went out, so we're losing all kinds of shit here. It's just a bad day for me, unfortunately. I'll probably have to redo this whole episode, but we'll see. Um, we're gonna keep it going. I completely forget what the fuck was happening. Where was I? I have no idea. I think we were panicking people. Um, then he killed someone, right? I don't know. Yeah, we're back. Do you remember where we were? There's a massive delay too. I don't know. I apologize about that. That's super frustrating. It's all good though. We just panicked the victims. Thank you so much, Cammy Rock. Okay. Upkeep phase. So we do have to move the boyfriend into our space and lose 2 time. That's unfortunate. Let's do that. So we also need to move Officer Cop, and these 2 victims are going to go with him into that center space. So honestly, I think that's helpful. What else is going on? During upkeep, we moved Officer Cop. We have the boyfriend. I think that's it. Let's reset the megaphone for this turn. This isn't going to be that great of a turn. But we also have to remember we're down in the cop car. Thank you. If you're awake, -1 die for horror rolls during the next action phase. So we can only roll 2 die this action phase, even though we're on the 3 horror. So that really sucks. Yikes, right? So what's the point of having the horror down all game? Maybe we should go sleep But like you said, we need a weapon here. Let's do a sprint. Let's save these victims. We're gonna get that horror back up. But see, the horror is not really affecting us. We can just sprint and save as many victims as possible. I want to get the boyfriend off because he just lost us 2 times by starting the turn there. How many people are in the car? 2. Sorry. Let me zoom in. We have the cop car is at the center space, and these 2 victims are on the cop car. I don't really know how to show it. That's the best I can do. Sorry. But yeah, so we have 2 victims in the cop car. That will save 2 victims, reduce the horror by 2. That's pretty good. He's going to save 4 if he makes it. A couple rounds. And we're right here. I mean, I could do a walk right now and save a couple. So I think we just do it. I'm trying to come up with like the best plan right now. We do have a convince. And without that 3rd die, the convince will not get us an item, unfortunately. I think we go for the fireworks, like you said. Fireworks are southwest. So we could work our way up here. We could go in here. We just can't save victims here. And then we can go into here for free and do a search. We also have the crucifix. Don't forget the crucifix. Let's do a walk. I gotta get the boyfriend out of here. No fucking way, dude. This is horrible. Alright, we take a tier. I'm actually gonna start losing health. Alright, we can move a space, spend 2 time. So we're down to 2 time. We moved 1 space for 2 time and a health. Yikes. Okay. So by moving 1 space, we are saving the Smalley and the boyfriend. Okay. Now there's only 2 there. For each additional victim saved, reduce the horror. So 1 and then 2 gives us a time back. So we are at 3 time. I think we do a sprint here and get those victims off the board, right? Or try to get into a position where we can search. Oh, good, the boyfriend is gone. I agree so much. I knew that was going to be an issue. Starting the turn with 4 times sucks. So we got rid of the boyfriend. The megaphone. Wait, I could have sworn we used the megaphone to push him back a turn. I don't know. Convince. So I'm going to do a sprint here. And worst case scenario, we only get 2 movement. So we save these 2 victims. If we get 3, we go into that middle space. If we get 1, we go into this house. Southeast. There's only 1 item left. Is it possible that it's a weapon? It might just be safe to hang out there. I don't know. Fireworks are up here. So we're going to go for that. Let's do a sprint. Oh, you love to see it. All right, move 3 spaces for a time. Yes, sir. All right, we go 1, 2, 3. All right, we drop all those victims off with the cop car, right? Because he can carry all them victims out and save them, correct? That is our best chance of saving all those victims. I believe we use the cop car. He's only got 2 turns left until he makes it there. I'm sure Dr. Fright is going to start popping off. But that was huge for us. We spent a time. We moved 3 spaces. What we could do now is a convince for them to let us in. It's like a little bit of extra movement. I love the cop car as well. Cammy Rock, thank you for... Yeah, I love the cop car. I mean, look at that. If it saves 4 victims, I mean, this is all the meeples. Like, there's 1 meeple here in the box left. So, I mean, this is just so many, you know. We've been able to keep it at 3, but this terror card really fucked our horror roll situation up. So we can move one more space into a house if we're successful on a convince here. Did I just roll that? Or no, I didn't roll that. That was my sprint. So we're going to roll for a convince here. Yo. All we have left is long rest and focus. Do we pitch to enter the house? I don't think so. Because we can just spend a health, end our turn. All right, we go with no success. We enter the house. Yeah, tough choice. All right, what do you think about? We enter the house. We spend a health. We end our turn. That's fine. We hold on to long rest. That could heal us or put us asleep. We also have focus. Then we take a tier as well, which we have 2 tiers, so we can reroll a die. I don't like using the tiers. Or we pitch long rest and focus. I think long rest is going to be important. Okay, so we enter an adjacent house. We get a tier. We enter an adjacent house. Now we want the fireworks, correct? So northeast. Oh, we have to go into this house. Sorry. Best we can do. We didn't make it far enough. Because to get into the northeast, you have to go down here. Oh, shit. Sorry. So we moved. The only adjacent house is this one because of this little connection thing. So we can't get the fireworks now. But at least we can start searching that northwest quadrant, which is the lucky dice, which we've been avoiding. So they've let us in their house. We have to lose a health here. She has 6, so she would have started with 5. We lost 2 so far, so we're down to 4 health. And then we end our turn, so that's all we can do. Okay, planning phase. We also spend a time. Oh no, no time for that. That's good. Okay, 2. 2 time to spend. I think a search is important. We need a weapon. We take a search, right? So we take a search for 2 time, and then that's it. At least we're back to 3 dice. Fucking terror cards. Okay, we put convince back. We put sprint back. We put walk back. Once per action phase, I forgot about that. Let's move a victim. What do you think about that? Solid, right? Then we'll save that too from the cop car if we are lucky. All right, so we did use megaphone. We'll reset it. So we're done with the planning phase. We go into killer phase. All right, so he's going to target the final girl or the closest victim and attack. Nothing there, so we flip a terror card. All right, slash her. Sure, I'm sure we're getting slashed here. So target the final girl or the closest victim, attack. Target the final girl or closest victim, move. He is moving for 2 at this point, so he goes 1, 2, and he kills one of those cop car victims, increasing the bloodlust by 1. And we reveal this minor dark power. Pitchfork Assault. All right, each time Dr. Fright damages you, increase the horror by 1. So all those victims being saved is going to be important. Because each time he hits us, we increase horror by 1. I'm very frustrated with my camera situation in the storm, but it's all good. So all victims that are in a house, in an orange space, basically panic. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of victims. We'll start panicking now. We'll start with this guy. Okay, I'm going to roll 1 dice at a time. Actually, we could just roll 3. There's 3 guys. We have a 5, 5, 6. Wow, would have loved that roll. Okay, 5, 5, and 6. They all stay. These two, we'll roll 2 dice. Take one out. We have a 2 and a 1. So they both panic into the street. That's actually huge. So good. They're panicking out of their houses. We love it. You love to see it. All right. So that is killer phase over. Panic phase. So he did kill someone. So all 3 of these are going to panic now too. I say we just roll 3 dice. We have a 1 and 2 4s. Okay, so the 2 4s would go this direction. That sucks. And then the 1 would go this direction. Okay, he's cleared out his spot. He scared everybody away. We have upkeep. So what do we do during upkeep? We move Officer Cop with all these victims. How insane. Look at that. I mean, most victims saved in 1 turn by Officer Cop. That might be an achievement on the app. If you have the app, the app's great. It does random locations, random final girls. Yeah, we love the app. So, love the app. Yep. Okay, so all of these are saved by Officer Cop. Okay, then we remove Officer Cop. So this actually gives us, we are at the lowest part of the horror. So for each victim that we save, we get a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra time. Yes. Look at all these victims we saved. I love it. All right, we get 5 extra time. Let's go 10. I don't know. Were we at 6? Like, did we not reset it or something? What did we lose that time from? Like, why are we at 5? I don't know. I think we should just be at 11, right? God, I'm bad at remembering this stuff. This is crazy. Officer Cop is gone. Boyfriend is gone. Smallies are gone. Discard this card when the Smallies are no longer on the board. All right, we can get rid of some of those events. That's so much extra time. I know. We love it. We have 10 time or 11 time. We could do some serious stuff with that time. We can pick up some. We do have a search here. I think that's what we do immediately, right? We immediately search this house. I already missed the cop. Yeah, me too. We need Officer Cop back. How do we do that? Get enough event cards. This is one of the games I've played with the most event cards I've ever seen. I mean, we had 4 or 5 events, put all the victims on the board that we have. It's been real. We had a storm. All right, let's start with a search. How do we feel about a search? We got to get something good here. All right, we have a success and a convert. So we're going to pitch a focus. We're going to pitch 2 focuses. Keep a walk here. Maybe focus. We're going to pitch 2 focuses. All right. That's a double success. So we spend 1 time down to 10. And we take the top 2 item cards. So we are in Northwest. So we go to Northwest. We get lucky dice. All right. We get the next item as well. Remember, these are piles of 3. It's 4 piles of 3 for this map. All right, so we have lucky dice. Let's look at this. Lucky dice is discard to reroll any of your dice. And then for our second item, we have... Oh, what do you know about a rifle, dude? Look at the range on that. 1 to 3. Does 2 extra damage, and it's got 2 shots. Yo, I'm hype. All right, so to use the rifle... Yeah, we have a weapon. So what do we do with these 2 weapons? Can we use this and then discard it? is my question. Because I would like to put that one victim on his exit space. If let's say we've got this, right? So, or do we just put these in our backpack? Like, can we use the megaphone? Put it in our backpack. All right, we put them in the backpack. We take the rifle. Rifle gets 2 shots. Whoa, just hit my nose on the mic there. Doing a lot of reaching. All right, so this has a 1 to 3 space range. We can actually shoot this guy from here. Start taking him down. We love the rifle. So we discard lucky dice. Or no, we could put that on the bottom, actually. In case we get a bad search. That is huge. Do we just take shots now? Are we firing shots right away? The rifle cannot modify an action card. It must be used without one. Spend time to make a horror roll. Success. Deal 2 damage to 1 enemy on a street space within range. Ho ho! Yo. He is within range. Are we firing shots? I think we are. So we need 1 success. Yeah. All right, let's use the shot. So we're going to shoot the rifle. We love shooting rifles. Whoa, we get a double success. What are you talking about? Deal 2 damage to 1 enemy in a street space. Boom. Wait, don't we have to be asleep? Yeah, we gotta sleep. All right. We could have done that as short rest, right? To get 2 health back. So that would have been a short rest instead. With short rest, we get 2 health back. And we are asleep. So we are starting to take the boiler deck. I'm excited for this part. We're asleep in the boiler room. It's something that simple. All right. We're in the boiler room. We did short rest. We're going to fire the rifle now that we can attack them. So let's just roll again to be fair. All right. We got a double success. So we use 1 shot. We do 2 damage to Dr. Fright. Now we do have to resolve 1 boiler card each killer phase. And we can resolve as many as we want. Now, each time Dr. Fright damages us because he does the pitchfork assault, we have to reduce the horror. But I'm not worried about the horror because we do have crucifix and stuff like that. We've been keeping the horror down all game. So, do we just fire another shot? Let's do it. It could be good to save this, though. Yeah, we're firing another shot. Yo. Cammy Rock, that's what I'm talking about. All right, we get rid of the rifle. Let's fire another shot, dude. Boom! We needed that 1 success. We get it. 2 damage. We're getting him down. He's going down, dude. All right. Now what? We still have cards. We've got search. Wait, did we... No, we don't have search. I don't know why I picked search back up. So we had to pitch these cards to get the search. Then we did this short rest. So we do have long rest. That could put us back into sleep for if we find another weapon. I think we walk out of the house with some victims right now. Try to save as many as we can. We know each time he damages us, and he could damage us now because we are asleep. We could resolve all the boiler room effects. When we're asleep, we can't save victims, and they won't follow us, right? We can search for items. Victims will not follow you, nor are you able to save them. Fair enough. Okay. So I don't think there's really much else to do. We can walk to a different location. What do you think about that? Search is always good. So you want to stay there and do another search. So we hold on to these 3. I like that. I like that plan. Oh, you want to walk? You want to get the fireworks, don't you? All right, let's go. We're going to do one more. We're going to walk. Oh. We're going to pitch. No, we're going to take a tier there. We got to take a tier. You know what? We can get the long rest. I don't care about the long rest card. Another location, then search. All right, we're pitching long rest. We've been holding on to this card for no reason. We don't need it. We're never going to heal for 5 or 4 or 3 or whatever. It is good to be able to fall back asleep. But we're going to pitch both of these cards for a single success on that walk. That really sucks. So we pitch 2. We move a space. We go down a time. Now, we do have 9 time to spend, so this is big. We don't get to take a tier or anything. We could use those 2 tier to reroll 1 die, but I don't think we're going to do that. That's dumb. All right, let's move 1 space. We can't bring victims, so we just move there. And we use the time. We go right into planning phase. So we have 9 time to spend right now. We got to get search. That's important. Convince is also a way to get weapons, but there's no victims in the houses. So we kind of lost our shot there. We could take something big here. Search was 2, so we're down to 7. Do we take like a critical blow? We're only getting walk. That's a shame. Maybe a Furious Strike for 4. What if we don't get that weapon? We definitely need sprints. So sprint for 2 puts us at 5. Do we care about guard? I don't think we care about guard yet. Critical blow sounds good. Any of the attackers are great. Let's get Furious Strike to start out. He does only have 4 health left. So if we did a critical blow, he would be very close to dying. Right after this, we do have to resolve a killer action. We are asleep. We can take damage. So I'm sort of thinking Retaliate would be big. It might be big, might be more important than Furious Strike right now. Let's take a Retaliate instead of the Furious Strike. That way we do 2 damage back if we're successful. We are still rolling 3 dice. So we take Retaliate. That's 4. We have 1 left. Let's get a close call, or do we take Convince? Let's take a Convince. No, close call would allow. It's basically the same. We're going to pitch it. All right, then we get our walk for free. We return all these cards to the tableau. All right, going in the tableau's walk, weak attack, long rest for 5. Short rest for free. Search and focus. Both focuses. Okay, this is killer phase. Resolve killer action. Target the final girl or closest victim and attack. He's, again, not in our space. Wait, he can attack us from anywhere. Didn't it say that? He doesn't even need to be in your space. So now that we're asleep, he can just attack us because we're in a dream world, right? He's in the boiler room with us, yo. So we're getting attacked here. I'm glad I got this Retaliate. Good call. All right, we're going to Retaliate. So we roll here. This is a reaction card. All right, we got a single success here. We reduce the attack damage from the attack by 2. And we do a damage back. You got to love it. All right, we flip a terror card. We've got nothing left. Oh, look at all these events, dude. What is happening? All right, did you hear that? Or, sorry, I can't read. Did you hear what happened on Maple Lane? All right, let's flip 2 events. Boom, fire. All right, Roll a die and place the fire token in 1 or 3 spaces is the boyfriend's house. 4 to 6 is the Smalley's house. All right, there's no victims there, so that's okay. We just roll 1 die. 5. Smalley's house. We have a fire in Smalley's house. Let's get the token. I don't know. It's on fire. Then it says, any victims in the house or that panic into the house are killed. You or enemies in the house take 1 damage. The house may no longer be entered or searched. Oh, we also were supposed to put X's on house we searched. I know we did here. They can no longer be searched. Yo, where were you on that one, Cammy Rock? Where else? I think that's it, right? We really haven't gotten the best of weapons. But if you look, we got southeast. That was this house. We may have actually searched this house as well. Yo, it's impossible to remember everything, but that's okay. Hell, I'm not good with Dr. Fright's specific rules. It's crazy, isn't it? It seems like a lot, to me at least. So we retaliate there. We flip that. We get a fire. Let's flip another event. Yo, what are the chances? There's a fire, and then it's raining. Panic victims in the intersection. So these 2 victims panic, then move every victim that is in a street space to its adjacent house. So we're going to roll 2 dice. We have 2 and 4. Okay, he moves there, panics into this house. What was the 4? He goes in here and dies. So that sucks. Bloodlust goes up. Wait, if he dies from the fire, does Bloodlust go up? Okay. Yeah, it seems like chat is rolling in so much faster now at this point, too, so. We must have got through the storm or whatever was happening. It must have been high winds or something. Fucking with the Wi-Fi. Yeah, so it's then it just says discard this card. So this guy panicked here, and then it says move to adjacent house. So we did that. We also have the fire going on still, and that just killed a victim. And you said the bloodlust does go up. Okay, so bloodlust is up. If it goes up again, we reduce horror. And each time he attacks us, each time he damages us. Okay, so he didn't damage us. We retaliated. Jeez, it's a lot to remember. Yikes. This is Series 1. How am I going to make it to Series 3? All right, what else can we do? Really nothing, right? We're in the middle of... Oh, no. Draw the next tarot card. That's horrible. Yo, we're almost out of tarot cards, so we have the finale. All right, we have Blurred Reality. Until the next killer phase, you and Dr. Fright may damage each other, even if you are awake. Yo, that's kind of big. We could get ourselves out of the boiler room. Just run out. Just try to wake up. And then just get into a room, search, find a weapon, and kill him. We target final girl or closest victim. We move. Uh-oh. We attack. There goes another victim. Bloodlust goes up. Horror goes down. Sorry, up. Okay, so we must resolve at least one boiler room card right now. Let's do it. So we're going to zoom in on the killer board for this. This is my favorite part of Dr. Fright. It is fun fucking around with these cards. Sorry for my language there. Let's just flip, or let's pull. Which direction do we go? We go up, down, left, right. Let's call it. We'll let you call it. Cammy Rock, you've been here for like the whole stream. Left. Okay, my left. All right. So we pull it left, right? So, Boom! Takes a damage. Okay, that's good. Does that immediately take us out? Do we wake up? Horror goes up. I have a question, though. Oh, no. We don't. No, that doesn't wake us up. We can keep going to wake up. And remember, we can attack him while we're awake for the next action phase. It says until the next killer phase. So do you want to keep going? Let's keep moving this thing. Right? I think we should wake up here. We get short rest back so we can fall asleep. Up. All right, we're going up. Very good, Cammy Rock. Very good. What's next? Drum roll. Where do we go? We got the boiler room. We got Freddy Krueger. How do you wake up? I forgot. We have to resolve all of these. I'll give you a hint. There's 4 cards. You've revealed 2. Right. Good call. Good call. Genius. Now, each card's going to show him in one spot. So we've revealed this spot. We know that there are going to be no more cards where he's in that bottom right. So... Oh, that was the wrong card, man. Boom. Okay, he hits us for 1 more. All right, now what do? I fucked that up. It is kind of hard moving the card. I accidentally grabbed the other one. So all you got to do is we'll go up again. No, we don't want to go up again, right? We just took a damage. So we go up. Yeah, I think we're stuck. Only one way to go, right? I thought we were safe here. No, we got hit again. 1, 2, 3 damage. That's rough. All right, it is what it is. We take it. We're awake, so we've resolved all the boiler room cards. Then we shuffle. And we are awake. We made it out of the boiler room. Okay, now we can still attack. That's okay. We took 3 damage. I'm not worried about it. I actually want to get down to my last health. I play kind of crazy when I play this. Like I'll just get down to my last health, so I'm rolling 4 dice and I'll just kill him with like weak attack and stuff. So yeah, we used our retaliate. So we have until the killer phase. We can attack while we're awake and stuff. Why didn't we get a search? Like where's... Oh, we did get a search. We have sprint, walk, close call, and search. Okay. So we have these cards. Sprint, walk, close call, search. We have upkeep phase. Anything else to do during upkeep? No. He damaged us 3 times, though, so we're down to 4 horror. I think we just have to attack him here. Let's get our megaphone back. And our crucifix. We'll reset the time to 6. We have no attack cards. Let's walk. Retaliate stays out, right? Because it was during killer phase. So we roll 2. Yo, not good. I'm not going to lie. It's not good. We take a tier there. That's unfortunate as hell. Or we could spend the 2 tiers to reroll a die. I think what we do is take a tier. Move a space. Lose a health. See, I don't care about the health. Spend the tiers. Okay. Spend the tiers to reroll. I was going to take the tier. Spend it to reduce horror. What do you think? You want to spend the tiers. All right, let's spend the tiers. We'll get that health back. Cammy Rock's calling a show. Let's see. I like it. Get that tier off of there. We're going to spend both tiers to reroll a die here. You know. Yo. All right, that's fine. We get another tier back. That sucks. So we rerolled the die. We got nothing. We could do a close call here. We'll spend 2 time. So what was that? That ended up being a no success. So we have to spend the health and 2 time to move a space. We could use Megaphone right now to bring a... they won't move with us. So I would assume we can move the victim 1 space into our space, then move 1 space, save him. And then we bump horror up because we saved the victim. Now we're going to do a sprint. We're going to roll 2 dice. We get a double success on the sprint, so we can get 3 spaces away. We have to get into the boyfriend's house and search, don't we? All right, we go into boyfriend's house. We spend a time. We do a search. We get a success, so we take the top item card. We might use a close call here to reroll 1 die. So we might be able to take 2. Let's do that. Yo! Look at that. Back on track. All right, I dig it. We get 2 items. So we're getting fireworks. And another crucifix? Come on, bro. What is this shit? We should have discarded this to ignore a horror increase. Which is each time he attacks us. I don't know what we were doing there. And then we got another crucifix back. Or, actually, we take fireworks. I don't know what I'm thinking. And then we put this on the bottom, right? And our best... I was hoping a weapon was under those fireworks. Well, it still could be. We can get a... So we used a close call there to reroll 1 die, so that was no time. We got the top 2 items for a time. So what did we all end up spending on time here? It would have been 2 for the wall for the first one, right? So 4, and then 3. So we should be on 2 time. Okay, that's fine. Do we just spend the 2 time to place the fireworks token now? So we have a turn to search. There's just... Yeah, I know it is a hard choice. I agree. There's no shot of us getting enough time to buy a card worth hitting him with. So I think let's save the fireworks. Let's buy a search. Let's take a shot at that last card you're thinking about. And And we get all these freebies back, so we might be able to save ourselves. Because the other thing is we take a guard. Do we have cards to sell? We have nothing. We have nothing in hand because the good thing is, like with Sheila, her ultimate ability is you get 2 time instead of 1 when discarding action cards face down for time. So we will be able to do that this time and buy a weapon card. So let's do that. We'll save the 2 time to buy a search. We'll search out that last item card. This is the most item cards I've ever gone through. Yes, that is a nice ultimate. We just have not been able to use it, unfortunately. And the roadblock kind of fucked us over, so it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be the move. All right, we go back up to 6 time. Okay. Planning phase, we did that. We have killer phase. So we're gonna target the final girl, closest victim, and attack. So he can not attack us because we are awake, but we were allowed to attack him. We just didn't. Unfortunately, that really sucks. Blurred reality. So that said, until the next killer phase, you and Dr. Fright may damage each other. Oh. So it is the start of the killer phase, so he can't damage us. That's the way it works. Okay. We do have to put these cards back, though. So return this, return this, return this, return this, and return this. And these are our next cards. We have a search, a focus, another focus, a short rest, a weak attack, and a walk. So we can fall asleep here. I don't know. It's getting tough. Let's see. So he's not going to do anything there. There's only 1 tarot card left, so we're going to reveal the finale soon. I said don't look back. All right, if there are no exit spaces that have at least 1 victim, discard and draw the next tarot card. Oh boy, that puts the finale out. Oh my god, he's slicing off his own fingers. All right, target the final girl or closest victim, move twice, so 4 spaces. He's going to move here. Dr. Fright takes damage unless he has a final health token. What is happening? Target the final girl or closest victim and move. Dr. Fright takes a damage unless he has only a final health token remaining. If Dr. Fright... All right. Daisy, come on. Okay. If Dr. Fright took damage, increase the horror by 3. You and all victims in his space panic. All right, he does take a damage. So that's a free damage. I'll take it. And then you and all victims in his space panic. All right, so just those 2. Let's roll 2 dice. Okay, 1 and 4. All right, 1 stays. Okay, and that's it? Yeah, I don't know. We might have to spend the time here and place the fireworks token. We're down to 1 health, and he's down to 3. I mean, we're down to 2. We reveal this ultimate during this upkeep, though. Do they panic again, right? So we panic this one guy. All right, 6. So he stays there again. Yikes. Not a horrible terror card. No. He did take the damage, though, so this hurts. I mean, increase the horror by 3. We don't have the crucifix anymore. I don't know. That's it for the panic. We do upkeep. We reveal the finale. So this sucks. All right, the finale comes out. Everyone must die. Let's check this out. All right, so kill 2 victims automatically. You may choose which victims. And then it says, if none remain, you lose 4 health. All right, so we're going to kill this one. And this one. So that's 2 more victims. I think it's at the top, honestly, because we didn't move it up last time, right? So then we have horror goes down. We're rolling 1 dice. This is it. We're cooked here. We're rolling 1 dice. I think we're cooked. Cammy Rock. This was rough, dude. I'm not gonna lie. We have to get a weapon. I mean, how bad? Do you have any attacks? No, I thought we were gonna get a weapon. I have a weak attack. But like a weapon, a weak attack can like amplify a weapon's attack. So I wanted to get at least 1 weapon. Like we got the rifle and we took some health away, but we haven't gotten a single weapon since. Like we're almost through all the item decks. Yeah, we needed a weapon. Like this, we're just getting so unlucky. So yeah, we reveal the finale. Okay, now this has a lot of writing on it. I'm just going to read the whole thing to make sure we're not missing anything. Let's see. When this card is revealed, remove Dr. Fright from the board and place him on this card. For the remainder of the game, Dr. Fright may be attacked from any space if you are asleep. All right, so that's fine. They're giving us a shot to kill him. He just comes off the board, and we place him on the card like so. Do you think we still do a search, or do we just rip our weak attack? I mean, it's not even worth like doing 1 damage, and then what? We spend the 6th time on a furious attack or whatever, and try to kill him. I don't know. I think it's just worth here to search. We do a search. We go short rest to fall asleep. We enter the boiler room. We take the weapon we got and we kill him. Worst case scenario, we drop the fireworks. Good call. All right, we do search. We're rolling 1 dice. Yeah, all you need is 1 when you roll like that. All right, we got a 6. So we pulled the top item card from Northeast. Pitchfork, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right, this is a 2-handed weapon that increases the damage by 1. Discard at any time to prevent the damage from a single attack. Yo, this is cooked. All right. We lost our search. We have to spend a time for that, right? For the single success. Yeah. Okay. Let's do short rest. We got to fall asleep here. Yo, another 6. Another 6. We spend a time. We get a health back. We fall asleep. Let's go. Sorry. It's like that. Bam. We're asleep. All right, you're gonna get us out of the boiler room too if we don't win here. So We've searched that location. Let's put an X on it before I forget. We definitely messed that up throughout the game, but that's all right. I think we're just going to do weak attack. He can be attacked from anywhere, right? So we're going to do weak attack. If we're successful here, hear me out. He takes 2 damage. One from... Oh, we can't even get a double success. Well, if we get a single success, we get a damage and we lose a health. So that's fine. We lose a health. We do 2 damage. He's down to his last health token, so we get a dice. If we take a damage, we also get another dice, so this is the best way to kill him here with 3 dice. That's why I want to lose a health. We are asleep in the boiler room right now. There's no point in walking. I think we just stay where we are. We use our pitchfork. So yeah, that didn't cost any time. The short rest did. So we're at 4, and the... What else cost the time? The search. So we're at 4 time. Thoughts on retaliate for the win? A double success reduces all damage. We've 1 tier. We could spend that tier for a time right now. We could get Furious Strike and Close Call. Let's do it. Spend a tier for a time. We go up to 5. We end our turn there. We save these cards to pitch. We do planning phase. Definitely retaliate. All right, we take retaliate. Close call. That's exactly 5 times, so we're done. We have killer phase. We have to resolve 1 boiler room card. Or do we do killer phase first, right? All right, we kill 2 victims. Yo, what does this mean? If asleep, reset the boiler room deck. Otherwise, you fall asleep. What does reset the boiler room deck mean? They're trying to keep us asleep, right? It's already reset. We don't have to do it. Yo, this is interesting. Yeah, I would assume... I mean, we could shuffle it, but what's it matter? All right, all the victims are gone. Final girl's the only thing on the board. All we have to do is 1 damage. We were very lucky we had that 1 victim, too. Because the finale is kill 2 victims automatically. You may choose which. If none remain, you lose 4 health. Oh, so we just lose 4 health now. Like, if it says if none remain. Does that mean after we kill 2 victims? Do we have to retaliate this? Yeah, we have to retaliate this, right? We lose 4 health. Let's retaliate. Oh, we can lose 1. No, we can't lose 1. Yeah, we have to retaliate this. Let's roll. Ha ha! We pitch 2 focuses to get a single success. We reduce the damage by 2. That's not enough, is it? Let's see if it's enough. Right? We reduce it by 2. So 1. Now we have to flip this, right? Depends on how many hearts you have. That's exactly what I'm saying, dude. All right, let's just do it. Let's see if we lost here. Oh, yo, what's happening? This is crazy. All right, we get 3 health back. All right, so technically that was 1, 2. So do we lose any health? Yo, this game is wild. We actually do 2 damage back with our pitchfork, right? I think we win here, bro. Let's check it out. We do 2 damage back with retaliate, right? So retaliate is reduce it by 2. We did that. We got 3 health. We do 1 damage, and then we do an extra damage from the pitchfork, right? Extra damage from the pitchfork. All right, let's do it up. We're going to flip this. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Easy clap. That's how you do it. That was Dr. Fright. That was insane. I'm not going to lie. That is the most insane Final Girl ending I've ever had. Everyone must die. So crazy. Glad you witnessed it. That's it, folks. Game was easy. You saw it. We definitely weren't putting X tokens where we searched. We probably searched a place twice. It's fine. Let's just put an X over here, whatever. It is what it is. Too many rules with this one again, but we're learning. We're getting better. Dr. Fright is crazy. It is one of my favorite ones. We do have to resolve this, don't we? Or we're done. We killed his ass, right? We're done. That's it. We're calling it. I'm not going to resolve any more boiler room cards. Yo, this was awesome. And yeah, thanks for sticking around, Cammy Rock, until the end. We probably are going to do Inca Yamba tomorrow. That is the last of the series. If not, we'll do it later in the week at some point. And then we're on to Series 2. So this is like a full Final Girl October thing I'm doing. So maybe you can stick around or, see the rest of it. I'm also going to post the rest of the Final Girls in Discord and upload some of this stuff to YouTube. So, yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I thought that was awesome. We did save. I mean, look at all the victims we saved. Like, this is crazy, too. So he killed 9 victims, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We saved 14, and he killed 9. This is one for the record books for me. I'm sure I got a couple rules here and there wrong, but that's the first time I've revealed the finale card, actually, I think, on Dr. Fright. So this was awesome and actually survived. So, yeah, we made it through. The pitchfork was so clutch. I probably should have listened to you, Cammy Rock, from the beginning and just went for the fireworks. Because if you think about it, I went here and searched, got nothing. Went here, searched, maybe got a rifle, got 2 shots off. And then here, got nothing. Here, finally got a pitchfork that we needed. We could, we could have, we won either way because we could have discarded the pitchfork to prevent damage from a single attack, right? And then we could have just done the 1 damage back and he had no extra health token. So we won twice over. I'm taking it. I'm taking the dub. That's it. Cop car was golden, yo. We saved 14 victims. I mean, I'll have to check my app and see if I've ever saved 14 victims before. I don't think so, but yeah. No, this was great. Appreciate the help. And yeah, maybe we'll see you tomorrow. All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.